Welcome to Crypto World. This is the show where we talk everything cryptocurrency and all to do with the blockchain technology. It's all here on Crypto World. I'm Andre Huey, your host, and each and every week on Crypto World, we'll have a guest talking about different things as it relates to crypto and the world of cryptocurrency. And today we have two guests, actually. I'm going to introduce them in a bit, but let me introduce you to the first one. He is the CEO of Cassie Coin, one of the newest cryptocurrencies on the block. Mr. Anthony Huey. He's online with us and we'll be talking with him. And of course, he'll introduce us to our other guest, Dan Griffin. Anthony, welcome to Crypto World. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Right. Well, before we get into all the great news and all the great announcements that you have to make, I want you to talk to us about cryptocurrency. And in the context of educating persons who have no idea what cryptocurrency is, they hear about Bitcoins, they hear about Ethereum, they hear about all these other forms of cryptocurrency, but have no clue what it is and how it works. So if you could just break it down for us.
All right. Well, first, to make it simple for those on the ground, from the basis, from the ground floor, so to speak, most of us have been using cryptocurrency for the last couple of decades. It hasn't been called cryptocurrency. It's called your credit card. It's called your debit card. It's called your Visa card. It's called your American Express. It's all forms of paying for something and you never exchange cash. So think of all the transactions. You wrote a check. You never, well, even the check is a little bit of a document, so I shouldn't, that's not even a good example. I retract that. But you go to the store, they've been using their phone. They scan their phone. They never exchange money. They went to the grocery store, they just scan their card or they use their credit card. All these forms of exchanges, you never use hard currency. It is a form of crypto or digital currency. It's a digital form of paying for something you purchase or a digital form of getting payment for something you've sold. Now, what they have done is they have completed the circle. Now, when you use your old-fashioned digital way of payment, there was a central person that took care of all of that. For example, Andre, you went to make a payment for, to our next guest, who is Mr. Dan Griffin. He's coming to us from the entertainment industry, the movie industry. He's very eclectic. He has a vast resume, but I'm just segueing a bit. So you went to pay Dan a payment of $1,000 and you paid him by a check. That check went to him, he cashed it. Somewhere though, there's someone in the central of that conversation that makes sure that $1,000 is there. So your bank, which is centralized, took care of securing that $1,000 for Dan. You probably paid with a credit card. Instead of $1,000, you send a credit card payment to Dan. There is a centralized merchant that took care of that money, making sure that money was given to Dan. The difference is with cryptocurrency, it's called decentralized payment. So there is no middleman. When you paid Dan that $1,000, it came directly from you. You are your own bank. When you pay, you are your own bank. You no longer need a middleman to take care of it. That's the reason why some not so forward-thinking banking systems are fighting tooth and nail to kill what is already overwhelming them, the cryptocurrency industry. Because it's a form of removing the centralized aspect of cryptocurrency, of payment. Okay? That's the basics of it. So most of us have been using cryptocurrency all along. We just never recognized it as such. And we didn't because there was a centralized person that took care of all that headache.
Right.
Cryptocurrency says you no longer need them.
Right. So we'll definitely talk about the banking aspect because I think that has been one of the central talking points of cryptocurrency, especially in the last few years. The fact that it's decentralized, the fact that it's not governed by a central government or a central bank makes it a little bit more difficult to control. And we're seeing instances in the US where some cryptocurrencies are being monitored or being controlled, so to speak, by a central authority. But we'll talk about that another time. What I want you now to get into is about your cryptocurrency, the Cassie coin. It's one of the newest cryptocurrencies on the block. Talk to us about this. How did all this come about?
Well, this is around 10 years ago, I tried to put an idea forward. And for lack of a raw description, I was laughed at. And I actually took that to heart and got a little bit down and disenchanted and sort of like left it in the gutter and just walked away mentally. And then, but it still kept in my mind that I still deep down believed in this idea. And around 5 years, maybe 4 years ago, I started working with this idea again, and still I kept the same thing kept coming back to me. No, it cannot be done. It cannot be done. It cannot be done. Until I ran into one solitary developer who says, I've never heard of it. I never heard anyone doing it, but I'm willing to try. And from that small difference in attitude to where we are now, it's a world of explanation. But I basically wanted to merge two completely different worlds together. They say it could not be done. Well, in that world, in that project I was trying to merge, I needed a form of compensation. I needed a way to make sure that transactions could be taken care of. And the same developer said to me, instead of you creating your own form of payment, why don't we try to take advantage of cryptocurrency and just blend a real cryptocurrency into this idea and blend the two things together. So I didn't start out to try and create a cryptocurrency. I started out to try and create a new idea, bring it to fruition. In doing so, I needed a way of payment inside. I need a currency inside that system. Thus, we have actually created what turned out to be a fantastic idea, is to have a real world currency for us to function with. That's the reason why the Cassie coin was created.
Right. And how can people access this coin if they wanted to invest in some Cassie coin or buy Cassie coins? How would they go about doing that?
Well, so always, especially with what's happening now around the world and with government forces, I'm supposed to let me just give you my mantra to everyone that comes to me. If you can't afford to put what you're about to invest on your front lawn, set it on fire and burn it, and if you cannot afford to do that without crying, do not invest it. I am not an investment advisor. I don't have an investment advisor's license, but as an entrepreneur, I can say certain things, but I want to make absolutely clear. If you cannot afford to burn what you're about to invest, do not invest it. At least not with us. I don't care how a sure thing it is. It's a sure thing as a sliced bread. So that having been said, most people have what I call the curse of poverty, TCOP. And they will spend forever and a day trying to find all the reasons why your idea will not work. You get the guys with the master's degree and the PhDs and the doctors, and they'll say, well, first, Andre, you want a cryptocurrency? Well, I'm sorry, you have to have the right market, you have to have the right amount of money, you have to write the environment, you have to write contact, all the reasons why you will fail. And that's why we have the curse of poverty. Most people who are poor, they're poor because they believe of all the failures. So you hear somebody says, man, I wish I was on the ground floor when Facebook started. No, you don't. Because when the ground floor arrives, not only will you not recognize it, you lack the intestinal fortitude to try. So here's my pitch. This is the ground floor. This is the ground floor to your next Facebook, your next Google, your next Twitter. This is the ground floor. That's all I'm telling you. Your choice as to whether or not to take advantage on being on the ground floor. If you want to be on the ground floor, that's all you need to know. and then we will then give you, we are listed on an exchange, which is a functional exchange, the coins exchange. We'll give these details, we'll give to folks later on. And you have an opportunity to start just by having the courage to put yourself on the ground floor.
All right. Well, that sounds good. And we'll be talking about Cassie Coin each week. So certainly on the show, we will hear more about Cassie Coin. Now I'm going to give you the opportunity to introduce our next guest, Dan Griffin, who is standing by right now, live from the USA.
Okay, well, I won't speak on behalf of him because he's quite capable to speak on behalf of himself. And if he's not, well, we'll have to slap him on. But Dan is quite capable. He's very versatile. And Dan has been involved in the movie industry for decades. He's acted. He's been involved in finance and films. And I met Dan maybe around a little over a decade ago. And we've been doing projects on and off. He's also a script writer. He's written some script for me as well. And in discussions, we had a mutual friend of ours that just passed away not last year, and we are carrying on that legacy of those ideas we brought to the table. And the Cassie Coins idea fits like hand in glove with Dan's long time idea of trying to create what in his world is. He has a Griffin coin that he's working on. We'll be working together with a Griffin coin, and the Griffin coin will be an opportunity to create funding for all young producers, directors, young artists wanting to do development that, whereas it'll cost you $100 million, well, Dan is going to be giving them an opportunity to come into the entertainment industry at their whatever their art form is, and fully financed by what he's about to do. So, Mr. Dan Griffin, you can go ahead.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you both for having me. Yes, when Anthony had first approached me about this, it seems fantastic, you know, and the world was changing, everything's changing. The entertainment industry has been changing, the World Economic Forum is changing, you know, things from COVID, potential economic collapse, loss of theaters and retail, you know, inflation's going up, mass printing of currency. It just, the entire fiat system is going to heck. And everybody, especially me, is just so tired of the banks. You pay money to put your money in, you get charged if you don't have enough money in, you get charged if you take it out early, then you need a credit card to get it from someplace, then they charge you more on top of that, they charge you every time you buy it. Like everything they're doing with the banking system, the centralized system, is just wrong. It needs to change. And everything that they've been doing with the entertainment industry for a while needs to change. It needs to go back to like the old school sort of studios, which is what I'm doing, a one-stop shop sort of a deal. And the combination of the two things right now just made so much sense, made absolute sense. You know, nowadays with the way everything's changing, if you're not the next, you know, Harry Potter or something, or Lord of the Rings, you're not getting made. And if you are, you're losing out on the way they're distributing you. You're losing out on the potential to get money back. You always have to play with the Hollywood accounting system. You know, that was the nice thing about blockchains and crypto, is it's so transparent. It's so extremely transparent. I mean, for me, before I get into the entertainment aspect of it, with the blockchains, you have this absolute transparency. You know, you've got a transfer of value anonymously and in a secure manner. So there's no way that people are doing underhanded and scrupulous things. You've got smart contracts with agreed terms. You're removing the bank and all these other institutions that are involved with the transfer. You've got lower transfer costs. You've got faster transactions, which is amazing. And like I will never stop saying, you have this great transparency that you've never had in the fiat industry since the beginning of time. So, you know, that coupled with the inflation and the mass printing of currency, this was just ideal. So going into the entertainment industry, everybody says, like, if you remember the old you know, Pretty in Pink, Pretty Woman, you know, you had the guy on the street going, everybody comes to Hollywood. Everyone who comes to Hollywood has a dream. What's your dream? You remember that? And
Yes.
that's the thing. Everybody has a dream. everybody wants to do something. And we're offering the independent filmmaker the opportunity to get their film financed, to get their content financed and distributed and out there for the world. You know, everyone's tired of these regurgitation of old shows. They're tired of the same faces. They're tired of the crazy special effects, and they've lost the story. Like Anthony. Anthony had great stories. That's how we met. And I was redoing one of his books for him. It's called The Spirit That Guides Us. But the people are tired of that. They're looking for something new. And with our team that we have with Griffin Coin, we have a phenomenal team with over 120 years put together between the five of us of making films, producing films, financing films, distributing films, marketing films, you know, getting the right talent, et cetera, et cetera. And what we're going to do with this is it's just going to change the whole industry. There's other people doing things right now with the entertainment industry, but they're doing it with NFTs, which I don't think are going to be around that long anyway. It's the hot, sexy thing right now, but I think it's some of the transparency in that is not the best, but we'll get back to that another time. But right now, ours is actually a coin. It's its own coin. It's not a drop in the bucket, you know, NFT. So we're something, if you wanted to do NFTs, you could actually do it off of our coin. But, you know, this is something that's going to be totally new, the way we're doing everything. You know, we actually, the way it was explained to me a long time ago, and the way I've always explained it to other people, is you have the GoFundMe. And when you have a film or you have something in GoFundMe, music, a new IT, whatever you might have, people give you money for your GoFundMe. And maybe they get a little token of a thank you, a signed something, the first copy of something. But they don't see what's going on. They don't see how it progresses. They don't see how the film progresses. They don't see how the CD or the music progresses. You hope someday you hear it or you see it in theaters, but you're probably not going to. With this, it's like a GoFundMe. However, you're able to put money in. You're able to see what's happening with your money. You're able to see what's happening with the product. You're watching the money that you put in actually increase in value as more people put money in, as you get another actor on, as you get another distribution deal, whatever drives the money to raise, to go up, you know, the value to keep going up. And then as we make the films, we're going to put money back into the coin. So then it'll go back up. So people are going to want to put more money into more projects, which will make them go back up. We really have a very excellent cycle. I mean, Anthony is brilliant. And when he first sat down and explained this to me, I got it. He's heard me for years complaining about the industry, complaining about the banking system. And this was a perfect marriage between the two. And I thank Anthony for that.
Yeah, we definitely want to talk more about that and how it actually works, because I think it's a brilliant idea. But we're going to take a break, hear from some messages, and come right back to continue our conversation here in Crypto World. We're speaking with Dan Griffin and Anthony Huey. We'll be right back.
Coins Crypto Exchange, the ideal place to trade and purchase cryptocurrency. www.coinze.com. Get your online wallet, the most secured online wallets for spot holding and the latest protection and user privacy. At Coins Exchange, swap your coins instantly with no withdrawal restriction or minimum balance. Whatever the currency presently available, the Coins Crypto Exchange offers you the best experience, fast and secure service, and protection. Coins Crypto Exchange, www.coinze.com. Trusted worldwide.
We're back here on Crypto World. I'm Andre Huey, your host, and our guests are Dan Griffin, a filmmaker out of the USA, currently in the USA, and Anthony Huey, the CEO of Cassie Coin, one of the newest cryptocurrencies on the block. And we've been talking about a project in which Dan has his own cryptocurrency for his production company, which we use to help to finance persons with dreams and aspirations to do a movie, a creative way of financing movies and the entertainment industry. We're going to come back to Dan to talk more about that and to flesh out how that actually is going to work. But I want to get back to you, Anthony, on how do you just talk a bit about how this new initiative is actually going to change the way films are produced and financed.
Okay, so I'll leave the details into that. But before we just touch on that, I just want to go back to a thing that Dan had mentioned. I am at root, I do football, as in English football, not American football, soccer as we know it, right? And we've had to transport funds to support students overseas. And it used to take us, you have to give away your firstborn as identification. You have to give your collateral from the day you were given, your mom gave birth to you to the day you are at the day you're showing up in the bank. Because of course, if you're gonna send $1 overseas, it has to be somehow money that is laundered. And so that whole fiasco has just been frustrating. And banks have a way of tying up your money for a gazillion years, which frustrates me. You deposit your money on a Friday evening and they say, oh no, we can't actually put that money in your bank until next week, Monday, next business day. But they can use your money from the day it lands in their bank, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, before they actually give credit. Makes matters worse, you have a bill that you have to pay automatically on a Friday. But no, they don't credit you for having put your own damn money in the bank on a Friday. They end up paying your bill late. Another disgusting thing that disturbs me, you have $59 in the bank, but you are $60 short on a check. So for the sake of $1, they will bounce your check and take $50 for bouncing that check. That's criminal. I don't care who wants to charge me, it's actually criminal behavior. So instead of extending $1 to you to clear that check, they'll take your $50 out of your bank. They'll take the $59 out and charge you for an overdraft and for a bounce check. With cryptocurrency, it used to take us 10 business days to send money from one country to another, sometimes up to 15 days. Cryptocurrency, it takes you maybe 15 minutes. The banks suddenly now found, oh no, by the way, we can actually send money in 2 or 3 days. Well, you couldn't send it 2 or 3 days for the last 2 or 3 decades. But now with cryptocurrency, you suddenly found a solution where you can send it in 2 or 3 days. Absolute corrupt behavior. These are some of the things that I don't care who wants to talk about it or not. Until banking changed their behavior, cryptocurrency is not going to die. It's going to live and live well. And the average schmuck, the Mr. and Mrs. Nobody that can hardly open a bank account, cryptocurrency don't ask you for your genetic inheritance, your life story for you to open a cryptocurrency account. They don't ask you to bring 3 different passports, every single child you have, none of that stupid nonsense, just to open a cryptocurrency. Now, finally, you can have $1,000 in the bank. At the end of the year, if you do absolutely nothing, you probably end up with $900 in the bank because of all the service charges. You're not making any interest on monies anymore. You can put $10 into a cryptocurrency and could have $1,000 by the end of the week. The volatility is not necessarily the right thing, but the thing is, it is an opportunity for people to still work themselves out of poverty without breaking their bank, so to speak. And most importantly, if I want to send money, I can send money within an hour, not within 10 business days. So those are some of the things that the banking people are not speaking about. When I hear the story about, cryptocurrency, well, the money laundering is now going to be epic. Well, excuse me. I think we just got reports where the government officials, thousands of them, have been money laundering money in banking system over to the Cayman Islands, all over the world. We don't seem to speak about this. Thousands of banking of officials, government officials, banking officials, politicians, they have been hiding their money from taxes. But all of a sudden, cryptocurrency is going to be the bad guy in the world of finance. Well, actually, I'm sure they're going to be bad operators in cryptocurrency. I'm sure they're going to be bad operators in fiat. There'll always be bad operators. But my focus is what can we do good for the industry? Now, one of the things I'm going to hint at and tell you is that social media to me must be more of a positive thing. There's so much negativity with social media. And with this program that we have developed, we're changing social media completely. For example, you spent 1,500 hours on social media last year. You made Facebook and Instagram and all, you made them money because you are the product. You are the product. You get it for free. Gmail, people get Gmail for free, but Gmail has a right to scoop every single one of your emails. And if you don't believe me, you write something in Gmail to a friend and says, "Oh, by the way, Dan, my wife is gonna have a baby, and we're gonna be having a baby in 3 months," and see how fast you started getting emails about baby products. You just write your friend an email about a child that's going to be born and just check to see how long before you start getting baby products. And if you have one of those so-called intelligent TV, see how fast you start seeing baby products advertised on your TV. People do not understand what this system we're on and what is happening to us. So here is why I think get on the ground floor with Kazi Coin and soon to join us, the Griffin Coin. We are going to make it profitable for you to spend time on social media. You are not the product. You're going to be the receiver of revenue. Your hours on social media will be paid for to you, not taken from you, paid for to you. So with that said, I will release the floor.
So Dan, you're going to, as you explained in the first segment, you are putting together, you have your own cryptocurrency just for your company, and you're going to be using that to help to propel the industry itself. How much of an advantage do you think, and how significant is that in changing the way movies are being done and the world of entertainment?
I think this is the new way of entertainment. Just like distribution, the theaters are going out, which is too bad. I love the theaters, but everything's streaming, everything is going to OTT platforms. And so many of the people, they knew about it decades in advance, but they didn't want to wake up. The dinosaurs don't want to wake up. And then they all tie themselves together with each other. Every one of the sinking rocks ties itself up with another sinking rock, thinking that's going to make it float better. But for us right now, we're doing stuff a lot of the way the old studios did it, the old way. When they were all good back in the golden age and stuff, we are a one-stop shop. We're helping you to find your financing. First of all, we're taking your project, we're looking at it. We have a very powerful team of people that is checking out the projects. They've done many things, from Lord of the Rings to oh my God, everything. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, X-Men. They've done stuff with Matrix, so many things. American Gangster, so many different things. That's one I did. But right now we're able to see a good project, not some regurgitation that they're doing, and something with a real story, a real heart. And we're able to help you raise money through the coin. And you'll get to see every step of the process along the way. You're going to be like your own director, because you're going to put money in. It's going to be very transparent. You're going to see where the money is going, what it's buying, how everything is being created. As the money is also going up, as more people get involved and more actors get on, and et cetera, as the project builds, the money will go up, the coin will go up. So you're not just putting money into something that you have no idea what's going to happen. You actually are putting money into something that's gaining in value. And we actually have our own OTT system, but we can get into that another time. But that's going to be very exciting as well. So we're going to be able to do that. See, one of the things that's important about our coin is that, besides the fact that it's a coin and not one of these NFT knockoff wannabe things that they're not going to be around soon. Ours, actually, we have collateral. That's the problem with a lot of these cryptos. They don't have collateral. That's what scares people. Well, it's just like when investors for films say, whoa, how do we know, what do we have back in this? What do we have back in this? Two things. One of my secret sauces is I work with an surety bond company. So we get all our things back. So that's just one very secret sauce. And I don't mind sharing it because we're the first ones doing it. Secondly, we have distribution, and distribution acts as collateral. And we have very strong connections for distribution. Plus, we're restarting our own. So your distribution is going to be set. It's not like everybody else that puts it in and then they're trying to scramble for distribution, or they forget about doing marketing, or they forget about doing whatever. We're going to have it all. We're going to have everything. And the second thing, as far as our collateral, is we're going to be able to, through the CAXI environment and through Mr. Anthony down there, he's on the bottom of my screen, you'll be able to see, and through the CAXI connection, you're going to be able to see every step along the way of what's happening. It's total transparency, not just for your money, but for watching the film be made. It's like you're going to be like your own director. You're going to see every little step of the process. And that's thank you to Anthony and his coin and the whole environment that he's creating for everybody, which is going to be amazing. I don't want to give away all the secrets.
Yeah, of course not. We don't want to give away too much, but definitely this is a very creative and innovative way. It's a groundbreaking way in which this is being done. So definitely we'll be talking more about that in time to come. Anthony, as we're about to wrap up, just hearing Dan speak about the project and the initiative and what is being planned and what is being put together. Just your closing thoughts on what he had to say and also where you see this project going. I think your mic is muted.
You're on mute.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we do.
Yes. For me, having had the experience of writing a book for film, having it scripted, and then seeing the mountain that you have to climb to get your product to a distribution, a production company. And Dan is absolutely right. You come back with the Matrix version 500, they'll pick it up. You come back with IOU version number 1, oh, well, we don't know that's going to happen. And again, comes the same mentality of intelligent beam counter. Says, well, there's 16,000 ways that's going to fail, but we already done the Matrix 2,000 times and we made money, so we're going to do 2001. So for all the young artists, and never mind young, scratch the word young, for those who are of creative mind, wanting to try, this gives them an opportunity to try something. A couple of things I want to put to you very, very quickly. We're just on the ground floor of telling you what in fact we're going to do. We are going to be able to distribute food internationally, whereas right now you're putting $1 in. They show you some hungry child on the TV, their belly is extended, there are flies in their eyes, water in their nose, to pull on your heartstring so you can give $1 to them, of which maybe 10 cents or 5 cents actually get to its original source. We're going to show you how you need, again, that centralized charity. We're going to show you through the Kaziland decentralized charity, how you can now directly put a meal in front of that child and see the results of what you have done. Andre, I tell you, I have taken a long time to actually say this, but we have an awesome, brilliant idea. We are going to kick some ass.
All right.
And you get online with the Kazi coin and join us.
Fantastic. Well, I'll leave it right there from you, Anthony. Any closing words from you, Dan?
No, just the same thing. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share this. This is going to change both the fiat currency world, and it's definitely going to change the entertainment world. And this is something that you're going to want to hop on. You're going to watch this go to the very end, and this is going to be extremely exciting.
All right. So
Thank
I'll
you.
leave it
Thank
right
you.
here. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us for Crypto World. This is our first edition, and it's very exciting. If this is the sign of things to come, it promises to be great. So again, we want to thank our guests, Dan Griffin out of the USA and Anthony Huey, CEO of Cassie Coin. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on Crypto World this week. We'll be back with you next week.
Coins Crypto Exchange, the ideal place to trade and purchase cryptocurrency. www.coinze.com. Get your online wallet, the most secured online wallets for spot holding and the latest protection and user privacy. At Coins Exchange, swap your coins instantly with no withdrawal restriction or minimum balance. Whatever the currency presently available, the Coins Crypto Exchange offers you the best experience, fast and secure service, and protection. Coins Crypto Exchange, www.coinze.com. Trusted worldwide.